Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Mike Prince Show. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. As always, we promise to give you nothing but HBCU, all that you can use, in particular that of Prairie View. Of course, we cover all of the HBCU with a reference and an emphasis on the Southwestern Athletic Conference. And today is a very special day. A young lady who I've been given permission to call young has come to join the Purple and Gold family. She has resided in the Baton Rouge area for quite some time. And of course, she does not need any introduction, but let me present to those who may be hearing for the first time, none other than the women's head basketball coach of Prairie View A&M University, Miss Sandy Pugh. How you doing, Sandy?
And she takes a bow. I am so great. I'm happy to be here. Happy to be joining you today on your show. Just thrilled to be a part of the Houston scene and the PV Nation. I'm excited. I'm ready to go.
Well, excitement is definitely a key word that could be buzzing around throughout. And it's also some scratching of some heads. You know, people heard the buzz in the air and they were like, there's no way that Sandy is going to come to Prairie View. So let's get the first question out of the way. Why PV?
You know, that's the question that seems to be on everybody's mind, everybody's agenda. That's the question I'm being asked the most. And you know, the first thing that comes to mind is why not? You know, I shared with the guy last evening about the situation with my mother passing, and you know, one of the main reasons why the longevity here at Southern was 18 plus years. But you know, I just think it's time for a change. I think it's time for a new me, a new challenge, and going into PV and getting that phone call and talking to them, the excitement that I'm hearing, that I'm seeing, the energy, the leadership, the resources that I just think I can just do wonders with, and go in and help propel PV back to the status when the days of when Cynthia was there. So I'm just excited about the opportunity, and I just think that everything is in place for Sandy Pugh to continue to do what she does at a high level or even higher level. And I'm just excited about the opportunity. I'm not one of those people that just going to, stick my feet in the ground and just stay rooted no matter what storm comes through. So I'm one of those that if I see an opportunity because I'm a basketball coach, a lot of people like to think of me as an interim AD, but I'm a basketball coach. And that's what I do. I enjoy interacting with the young ladies and teaching them and watching them grow and excel on the court and off the court. And having an opportunity to involve myself, with young ladies at institutions such as PV, I just couldn't pass up the opportunity.
Well, that is a mouthful for your first question out the gate, and might I add, very well stated.
You need to prepare yourself. This is your first interview with me. This is what I do. I take over the mic.
Oh, no, you know what? There's plenty of mic to share, and as we learn each other, you'll see that he said all's fair in love and microphones.
Okay.
So that is absolutely no problem. We're speaking right now with the newest addition to the Prairie View A&M University coaching staff, that in the likes of Sandy Pugh. Now, you just touched on your overall success that you've had at Southern, and it's duly noted, duly stated, conference titles, a couple of SWAC titles here and there. And the question that I would have with everything that's lined up, you inherit a pretty decent team right now. You got a 4-year deal, if I'm not mistaken. How long should it take for the Sandy Pugh way to kick in before we start seeing the major impact of a Sandy Pugh-led basketball team?
Well, the biggest challenge I think we have before us is me growing and beginning to know the young ladies that are there. Knowing what their strengths and their weaknesses are. When you play against a team, you do a scout, but for the most part, you only scout their top 2 or 3 scorers. And so I'm fairly familiar with those kids, but I'm not familiar with their work habits. and what their capabilities are. Sandy Pugh-led team is one that's going to play with extreme toughness. We're going to get the basketball up and down the court. We're going to do a lot of full court pressure. I tell the kids, if you can shoot the basketball, you want to play for me because I'm going to let it fly. I have to see where they are, what their capabilities are in terms of playing multiple positions, and then I have to get my staff in there and try to create a synergy there with the staff so that we can be at our best for the team. And, hopefully we can pull this together over the summer if we're lucky, and try to get it ready going into the fall so that these kids have a level of comfort with us and what we're saying, and know that, we're going to be fair, we're going to be honest, but we're going to work hard every day, and we won't take any days off, unless it's mandated by the NC2A. But the bottom line is as quickly as possible. Hopefully, come January, the kids, these young ladies will have a firm grasp of what we're teaching and, our expectations, and we can see some residuals from that.
Now, you just made mention of the staff, and you can tell that you got a little experience, so I'll just roll right into this. Is there anyone in particular that you're bringing with you from Southern? And if not, what does your potential staff look like, or is that still under construction?
Well, the staff is still under construction right now. I had a short list. I had a short list of about 10 people that I'm familiar with, and I know that, have a similar mindset and approach to things such as I do, and, level-headedness. And so, it's a short list, and I've been in contact with all those individuals, and we're talking and under negotiations, so to speak. But as of yet, nothing has been confirmed. To my knowledge, I think Southern is planning to stay with my top guy here in Baton Rouge. So I think that's a blessing and great for he and his family. So he won't be joining me. But just, opportunities. I have some great names on that list, quite a few former head coaches. So I just, like I said, I'm looking for the people who will come in and looking for that synergy, who can help keep the consistency. I'm big on family with my staff. We're all in this together, so it's important that everyone takes ownership.
Absolutely, absolutely. Ownership and family, those are ties, and not just with your basketball family. I want you to know that you've inherited a loving PV family. I just want you to understand that. And one thing's about family. Sometimes you got to love the one you're with, because, as they say, it gets hot sometimes, but that's what family does. And when it gets hot, yeah, we ride them out. And speaking of riding out, when you have success, and unfortunately in today's time, when a female is successful in whatever her craft is, in your case it's basketball, others will have a tendency to want to say, oh, there's Miss Diva. But I want you to reveal to the PV Nation, to the Open Mic Nation, the Mike Prince Show listeners, who is Sandy Pugh? Well,
my friends, I always say I'm not a front porch kind of girl. I'm not one of those people. I don't grandstand. I'm not grandiose. I'm not flamboyant. Simplicity is my favorite thing. Keep it simple. And, my coaching style, I'm not one that's going to be standing up on the sideline the whole time. I do my coaching at practice, and I do adjustments game time and motivation. So, for the most part, you're going to see a Coach K kind of demeanor, because I'm going to sit down and make my adjustments and encouraging words for the kids, and so you won't see you won't see grandstanding. That's not who I am. I'm definitely been around a long time. I was talking to Coach Tidwell just this morning, and he made the comment, "We've been around a long time, Coach," and I was like, "Don't remind me." The years have gone by quickly.
Well, let me refresh you real quick. Young lady. So that ought to make you feel a little bit younger, a little bit better now.
Thank you. You're so kind. But I definitely, I want what's best for the kids. It's not about Sandy Pugh. It's about PV. I had a wonderful opportunity yesterday to meet some of the Panther backers, and I told them, I said, next year I'm out here on this golf course, I'm beating everybody.
Okay.
So, but I'm just teasing them. I'm not that great at golf. I wish I was. I'm a hacker. But I just want to be, there for the kids and get them the max out of our student athletes and make sure that they have the best experience possible in the 4 years or the 2 years or the 1 year in some cases that they're going to be that they have left at Prairie View. And like I said, this is just a blessing, and I'm going in there with an open mindset with each kid, and hopefully we can find some synergy between myself, staff, and them, and we can do some big things and put up some banners.
Well, that is the bottom line. Putting up the banners, the synergy is ever so important, especially in today's coaching realm. And I've coached many years ago. I do not envy you guys, not one iota, because everything is like right now. It has to happen right now. And with that, I guess, sense of urgency right now, does it have a tendency to add a little more pressure than necessary, in particular in your case, because some people are saying, well, you're coming from Southern, you're coming to Prairie View, and instantly there's going to be expectations of you getting this done right away. Do you feel a sense of pressure, or do you just consider that more of the challenge?
I guess, I played, 4 years of Division I basketball, and there's going to be times you're going to have success, and there's going to be times you're going to fail. It's just, if you fall down 10, get up, 10. So the bottom line is you want to be, on top of your game, and you want to bring your brand to what you're doing. And my brand, the formula is already in place. So it's a proven formula. So we'll continue to, implement that. And, like I said, hopefully the kids will buy in, and we can roll with what we have, and the next year we, have to do a better job recruiting, and each year a better job recruiting, and hopefully we can get to that point where we're just doing the things at a consistent high level. And so, that's the challenge. We're in a building phase because, anytime, our people will say, oh, you have a ton of kids returning, you got the Cobbs and the Newmans and the Dobbins and such coming back, and you definitely are happy for having that core group. But the bottom line is everybody's got to buy in. Everybody's got to, as I always tell my kids, everybody's got to put something in the bucket to fill it up. So that's our challenge, and that's our motivation. So that's where we are right now.
We're speaking once again with a newly acquired women's basketball coach, Sandy Pugh. I got to get myself used to saying that, Miss Sandy, because, for many years I've said courtside and said Sandy Pugh of Southern University. But we're going to get it. We're going to get it sooner or later. Now, one of the keys for a Sandy Pugh-led team, she has always had a knack of finding a dominant post player. And we know there's a lot of guard play in the Southwestern Athletic Conference on both the men and the women's side. But once you can identify a dominant post player, how essential is that for you being able to go to the next level?
You got to have more than just one. At this level, when you go in and play the Oklahoma States and some of these bigger programs, these girls are, 240 and 6'5". You got to have some big bodies that can, push them off the block. Otherwise, our 6 foot super athletes are going to get, banged up pretty good. So, you got to be able to recruit on a higher level. You got to get out there and get ahead of the game. We can't be recruiting 2018s in 2018. In 2018, we need to be recruiting 2019 and 2021. We got to get ahead of the game. So that's a challenge for us. I got to know what our needs are. And right now, I still haven't made the assessments of what we have. I can only just go on some of the kids that we were looking at here at Southern. And like I said, the formula will be very similar. The only addition is, I think, because we're in Texas, they say things grow bigger in Texas. So I'm hoping I can get me a 6'4", 6'3" out of Texas. So if I can do that, I mean, I think I got a pretty good shot of getting this ball rolling pretty fast. So, if somebody knows of a 6'4", 6'5" out there that can help us get this thing rolling, they need to definitely call me or shoot me an email so we can get on top of it, because that's going to be a big piece to what we're doing.
Now, Coach, I know we're pressed for time right now. People have been pulling at you every which direction. So if you bear with me, I got 2 more questions, and then I'll wrap this thing up and give you some final thoughts and comments. But can you describe a prototypical Sandy Pugh ball player?
I used to always say 5'10", super athletic, play 4 positions. And when I always think of that, I think of myself, because that's who I was. Shoot the 3, shoot the mid, take it off the dribble, go in either direction, post up, pass, defend. So 5'10", 6-foot kid, yeah.
Okay.
That would be about it.
Okay, that was rather simple and efficient enough for me. Now, you made the emphasis on keeping it simple and keeping it steady. We have a little motto here: love what you do, simplify what you do, and master what you do. When you do that, it makes everything slow down. And once everything slows down, is when great things begin to happen.
No doubt about it.
Now,
no doubt
as we get ready to wrap this first of hopefully many more sessions to come, I want you to give your final thoughts and comments to PV Nation, and the floor is now yours.
PV Nation, I am so happy to be a part of your family. I'm so happy to be a part of the greatness that's here and coming forth. We're getting ready to do some wonderful things over there at women's basketball. Hope you come out and join us this fall. Support the kids.
All right, she is Miss Sandy Pugh, now head women's basketball coach at Prairie View A&M University. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. Remember to follow me on Twitter at Radio Guy. Instagram is Radio Guy 22. Don't forget, the website is obn-radio.com. And if you're in the Prairie View city limits, you can check us out at 87.9 FM. Until the next time, you guys be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.